Welcome to our video, Building Relationships. The purpose of this video is to assist instructional coaches and school leaders in building relationships with their staff. I'm instructional coach Shelley, and this is Rebecca, one of our district's teachers who's graciously agreed to join me.
Thank you, Shelley. I'm glad to be here.
Today we will be discussing 3 areas concerning building relationships. First, we will discuss the importance of building relationships with adult students.
Second, we will look at 2 different approaches to building trusting relationships with students.
Third, we will examine 2 strategies for communicating effective descriptive feedback for adult students. In this video, the adult students we are referring to are teachers. In a learning environment, the adult learner, teacher, and instructor, instructional coach, or school leader being able to work together productively is crucial to attaining the shared goal of improving classroom instruction to ultimately increase student learning, performance, and achievement.
As a teacher, I need to have established trust in my instructional coach before I'm able to feel comfortable having him or her come into my classroom. I need to know that they are going to maintain confidentiality and that we have a shared focus, improving classroom instruction in order to increase student achievement.
It is also imperative that teachers know that instructional coaches are not evaluators.
So feedback I receive from my coach should be information about how I'm doing in my efforts to improve classroom instruction, not an evaluation.
Correct. You should have a working relationship with your coach that allows you to express your ideas, expectations, and concerns. You should feel free to ask questions and be able to be receptive to new information and feedback. Building trusting relationships with students will be our second area of discussion. Quote, "Students work hardest for teachers they like and respect. When I'm asked, how do I get the students to like and respect me? My immediate response is, like and respect them first." Unquote. Dr. Debbie Silver, an Education Week teacher. This idea of reciprocal respect is the cornerstone of both approaches we'll look at today to build trusting relationships with students. Approach 1, student-directed learning.
I taught it, but they didn't learn it. What's wrong with these kids? They just don't get it.
Be honest, I know we've all said or at least thought this at least once during our teaching careers. So instead of expecting students to adapt to our way of teaching, what if we instead match our style with the individual student's needs?
One way we can earn our students' trust is by showing them respect in the way we instruct them. We can design meaningful, challenging, and rewarding learning activities that are worthy of their time and best efforts.
Student-directed learning is one approach to building trusting relationships with students. However, a teacher has to take a chance on students and trust them enough to be independent learners.
Okay, that sounds great, but I tried cooperative groups, reciprocal teaching, project-based learning, you name it, and had terrible experiences. My students were off task, misbehaved, didn't learn anything except how to push my buttons, and then complained it was a waste of time.
So you went back to what you know. Desks in straight rows, worksheets, slideshow lectures, and direct instruction, right?
You got that right.
I'd urge you to try again. Talk with your instructional coach or a colleague about the strategies to support student-directed learning. Students can learn what to do, they will behave better and work productively, and they will ultimately appreciate your trust in them to be successful. Building that learning partnership will help us earn our students' trust. A win-win for all. Approach 2, cultivate positive relationships. Developing positive, trusting relationships with students improves the quality of school life for both teachers and students. Rebecca, what do you feel is important to achieving trust in your classroom?
Communicating positive expectations. Expectations I have for my students tend to become self-fulfilling prophecies, so I need to be certain they are positive.
And what are some ways you communicate positive expectations in the classroom?
I give all my students the chance to participate. Sometimes I need to scaffold this by using wait time, pair share, etc. I verbally express my belief that all students will be successful. When I need to discipline, I protect students' dignity by disciplining calmly, quickly, and fairly.
Our school site continually urges our students to strive to be learning champions. And how have you supported this in your classroom?
By developing positive classroom pride, helping students to take pride in their accomplishments and positive behaviors. I display student work, provide positive verbal reinforcement, and show off class achievements. I actively look for opportunities for all students to be successful. We also celebrate improvements on our way to achieving goals.
In addition to being an effective instructor, I know that you are also a caring teacher. What are some ways you demonstrate caring in your classroom?
I show genuine interest in my students' lives and interests outside of school. I greet students positively and sincerely, listen to my students. If I see a student who is displaying strong emotion, especially at the beginning of the school day, I quietly touch base with them. When students feel that you sincerely care for them, they are more likely to trust you and want to perform well.
Effective feedback and opportunities to use that feedback has been shown to enhance performance and achievement. Rebecca, in your experiences in receiving feedback from mentors or coaches, is there something you encountered that wasn't helpful?
It isn't helpful when a coach jumps right into giving advice instead of feedback. It's more helpful to make sure that the teacher understands and accepts the feedback first before offering specific advice. When I don't hear feedback before they start dishing out advice, it makes me insecure about my own judgment as a teacher.
As a coach, after giving feedback about what I observed, always positives first, I like to ask the following questions. What worked? Why? What didn't work? Why not? This helps facilitate discussion and self-reflection.
Another strategy I find helpful is when the feedback is concrete, specific, and actionable, something that I can use. Good job, or you did that wrong, are less than useful feedback.
It helps if a coach asks the teacher what their targeted concerns are before observing. Then the feedback can focus on what specifically was observed without being judgmental.
True. Actionable feedback about what went right is as important as feedback about what didn't.
Rebecca, thank you for your help in making this video. It's our hope that the information we've presented is useful to instructional coaches and school leaders in building the types of relationships we've discussed today. Thank you for watching.